So I'm going to tell a funny story that happened this week. That one of my favorites, and I think the guy that's going to come out of the draft over the next couple of years as the best guy is Jamie Drysdale.
Oh, yeah, you've been talking about this guy ever since I think he played for Marlies, didn't he?
Marlies,
number 4.
he wore number 4. So, defenseman wearing number 4, but he was like Bobby Orr back.
Well, I was saying when you were mentioning that, I said we had a Mississauga Ice Dogs. His last name was Orr, and he wore number 4. And I go, now that's pressure.
Yeah. And so he played his first game with Anaheim, the Anaheim Ducks, and he scored. He got a goal and an assist, and they won 3-2. And I think he got first star.
You've been mentioning this guy. You liked him when he played in the junior tournament.
Yeah, I think he was the best defenseman in the World Juniors. And but here's a funny story that happened. So he scores a goal, and the goal he scored was he kind of got the puck from the point, and he took a good, nice, hard wrist shot, and it went in. But the official goal scorer gave it to this other Duck standing in front of the net. So he got an assist, but he didn't get the goal. So they dropped the puck, and about 2 minutes later, a guy named Trevor Zergas, who's a rookie, played for the U.S. Olympic junior team this year, he scores his first NHL goal ever. So then the goalie official said, no, it wasn't tipped in. So Jamie Drysdale got the goal, so it was his official goal. So both those players scored their first NHL goal with the same puck.
So who gets the puck?
What did they do?
I think they did a King Solomon and cut the puck in half. I don't know. That's what it says. I don't know if they were joking or not, but that's... what do you do? I don't think that ever happened before.
You know, it's funny thing is, Jamie, I hate to say it, he's out in Anaheim, and unless they win the cup, nobody ever hears about anybody that goes to Anaheim or any of those places out there. Well, I suppose they hear them out there, but they never hear about them in hockey.
But isn't that whose job is it when there's a milestone you get to keep the puck? Isn't it the trainer? Like when you were at the Bruins, if anyone got a milestone,
one of the trainers.
The trainer's got to grab the puck and get it and make them have a new one.
He didn't score it.
When he scored, they said no, it was tipped in, so it wasn't. So he didn't score.
Yeah.
So
and back in. Not to get back in, but Bobby used to give up. He'd score, and he'd say, "No, the guy tipped it in front. He could have had 50 goals."
Well, he's Jamie Drysdale. He was, as I say, I think he's going to be a star again, but he'll be out in Anaheim, so nobody will hear about him. But and it's funny that there was like 3 years in a row that we went out watching guys, Dad, that were really good defensemen, and he was one. And now they're talking about the draft this year that a guy named Owen Power that we saw played for the Mississauga Reps, he could be first overall. Big guy, and he could be first overall. Or a guy named Brant Clark who plays for the Barrie Colts. You saw him play. He played on Don Mills with Shane Wright.
You're hearing this for the first time. You'll hear it.
So he could go first overall. But so it's fun to see those. I was just saying, sometimes it's not fun going to watch the games in February. It doesn't really mean much. And it's freezing cold.
They're tired, eh?
Yeah, and you get there, the game at 9:30. Game's supposed to start at 9:30, and there's a 45-minute delay for something. Now the game's 10:45.
And they've been sitting in the dressing room.
You're sitting, and then the kids
it's cold.
It's freezing cold and all that. But it is fun, though, to look and see a guy like...
Tell the story about Jamie... about his mother. Don't fool with the mothers at these games.
Yeah, this is kind of a funny but not funny. But we were at the Silver Stick tournament in Whitby, and the rinks are kind of small there because most of the scouts, we don't like staying or sitting around the parents.
Oh, I've been told you guys like it up top with your black coach judging everyone.
Well, so we just, you don't want to, because if you don't want to slip and say something, right?
I never did.
So we always stay away from the parents. But in this tournament in Whitby, the rinks are kind of small. There's not a lot of seating. So we went to see the Marlies play, and Jamie Drysdale was on the team, and I was with another scout who's from up north, and he's a joker, kind of a funny guy, tries to be funny. And so we sit down, and there's a lady next to us, and we're watching, and she's clapping with the Marlies, and not being just very low key, not being.
It's a funny thing. We hear about in the paper how bad the parents are. we've been going now how many 20 some years. I've never heard one parent ever yell at the referee or
No, they're always it's pretty quiet. She was very low key, and so the scout that I'm with, he says, "Oh," he goes, "Who?" He says, "Is your son on the ice?" And she says, "Yeah." He goes, "My son plays for the Marlies. He's number 4." And the
As
scout
a joke.
yeah, and then as a joke, the scout goes, "Oh yeah, I know him, Jamie Drysdale. He's not very good." And you should see the look on her face, like what. And he goes, "No, I'm just kidding." He says, "Look," he says, "in 4 years I'll be watching him in the National Hockey League." And sure enough, 4 years he gets his first NHL
You
goal.
don't fool
But-
with the mothers.
Yeah, it didn't go over very. It didn't go.
No,
over
it went
ver-
over like a lead
lead
balloon.